All right, in this video, we're going to look at how to convert very basic metric units. And so in order to do that, you have to know the metric prefixes. These are the most basic ones, like the ones that, we use the most often. There are others that go in each direction over here and over here, which we won't get into in this class. But you really need to know these prefixes. And one mnemonic you can use to help you remember them is King Hector died by drinking chocolate milk. That might help you remember these prefixes. And so basically the long and short of it is, if I am converting, here I'm converting meters to centimeters. So if there's no prefix, we're looking at the base unit, and we are going to centimeters. So I'm going from here to here, which is 2 spots to the right. So to do this, all I have to do, if I have 5.3, I'm going to move my decimal point 2 spots to the right. So 1, 2. And when I do that, I'm going to get 530 centimeters. And that is it. This next one, I have 147,000 milliliters, so that is here. And I'm going to regular liters, which is a base unit, so that's 1, 2, 3 spots to the left. So I take my decimal, I move it 1, 2, 3 spots to the left, which will give me 147 liters. In this situation, I have kilograms, which is here, and I'm going to milligrams, which is here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots to the right. So if I take this and move the decimal 6 spots to the right, what I'll end up with is 68000, or 68,000 milligrams. And lastly, kilometers to meters. So I'm here in kilometers, and I'm going to my base unit, 1, 2, 3 to the right. And so I'm going to move this 1, 2, 3 to the right. Now, one other thing to be aware of is that you should keep the same number of Sig Figs in the original number as the new one. So without getting in the Sig Fig rules, this has 3 Sig Figs the way it's written. So when I rewrite it, after I move my decimal over 3 spots to the right, it's going to be 4.50 meters. I still want to maintain the 3 Sig Figs. So if you're not sure what that means, go back and look at the Sig Fig rules and all of that. But that's your very basic metric conversion. You're just allowed to move the decimal point. We're going to get into other conversions later with metric where I'm not going to want you to move the decimal point. But generally speaking, you're either moving it to the left or to the right. And again, you need to know these prefixes. So if you don't know them yet, study them. Use that mnemonic device if you need to, but you definitely have to know them. Another thing is just be careful. DA is deca and D is deci, so they're slightly different. Just be aware of that. And then again, you might have noticed centi. There's 1 meter, has 100 centimeters. Think like a cent, there's 100 cents in a dollar. That's another way of remembering that. And milli, if you have 1 meter, there's 1,000 millimeters. If you think millennium's 1,000, that's another way to kind of check and make sure this makes sense to you. Anyway, that's metric conversions. Do some practice with it. It's not too difficult moving the decimal. It just takes a little bit of time to make sure you know these prefixes. So until next time, I am Derek Genova. Have a delightful day.